Let's go ahead and get on our go time music. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the dive bomb at Watkins Glen. 150 laps. Sorry, 150 miles, 62 laps. The pace car pulls off. Jacob Alicia in command, and we are about to go green. And the Watkins Glen dive bomb is underway. Jacob Alicia early lead. Here comes Matthew Hill already looking to the outside. Will he complete the pass? Jacob Pettit gets a little squirrely down there on the bottom, but Jacob Alicia does defend. And as they go up through the S's, it is Jacob Alicia with the lead. Matthew Hill right behind, going into the final S. They're going to get on towards the back stretch, and we'll see who has the advantage as they go into the bus stop. Jacob Alicia still with the lead, maintaining gap. Matthew Hill trail breaking into the corner, trying to set Jacob Alicia up, but he is going to make it work. At the same time, Jacob Pettit does fall back, and that is going to let the field simmer down. Jacob Pettit drops to around P5 here. And it's Jacob Alicia with the lead. Matthew Hill in second. Daniel Honeycutt making his way into third. Greg Jodet fourth. Jacob Pettit fifth. And as they go through turns 11 and 12, Jacob Alicia is going to go ahead and do what he does best and lead laps. Jacob Alicia leads the first lap of Watkins Glen. Oh no, it was, I believe, Ethan Walker in the 48. Goodhart nowhere to go. Makes contact. Let's see what happened to Ethan Walker going to the court. I mean, that car steps out. Whether he was too much on the brake or maybe downshifted into a gear he shouldn't have been. Andrew Goodhart might have went off track. He does have front end damage. We have a replay. Let's go take a look at what happened to Goodhart. Here he is into the buckle. Oh, sideways. There was already nose damage before. Left front impact. That's not going to be really race ending, but he is not going to have a good day. He's going to have to roll down pit road, have some repairs. He will be a couple of laps down. I mean, you can just see here from Greg's point of view, just braking a little bit earlier into the corner, and you could tell Matthew Hill wanting to hang on to this track position. It's just really pushing that car deep, scrubbing his tires, and Greg, we did see just a little bit of wiggle, but for the most part, that car stays straight and true, and is just able to kind of glide through these corners. You can already see here is the pass for P2. Matthew Hill on the left side, Greg Jodet on the right, and Greg is going to clear Matthew. Definitely a lot of speed in that 19 car, and even with his line, we'll go back to cockpit view in a second, but it doesn't even look like he's really putting too much wheel input in. He's just being really flowy with it. And maybe we'll stay out here, the outside cam. We won't go to the cockpit. We'll watch him go to complete the pass on Jacob Alicia. This is for the lead, guys. We haven't seen Greg Jodet really go up there and take the lead much this season, and most notably a road racer, but is pretty consistent on ovals, and he had himself some good finishes. Let's check Matthew Hill and see what happened to him, where he went off track. Oh, big wiggle, big slide, just barely saves it. I want to watch that in cockpit view. Matthew Hill, what a save is this. On board, this is a replay. Clips that. Oh, what a save. Just barely keeps it off the wall. But it's, oh, Chris Just I was saying about what we might have had an incident with Barrett. Chris Warren in the wall. I believe this is the carousel. Yes, it is. Let's go take a replay check and see what happens to him. Coming out of the bus stop, Jacob Pettit behind him. Yep, loose out of the bus stop. And actually not big contact with that nose. He just gets it stopped. We also have a replay with his brother, Aaron. Loose again, slides, locking it up, but keeps the car clean. Meantime, Greg Jodet still trying to chase down Jacob Alicia, but he's just stuck behind that 31 car. This is where he gains the most ground. He gets as close as he can to Alicia, but when they go to the bus stop, that 31 machine just half the speed. Look at Greg Jodet. He's looking to the bottom, and Greg Jodet is going to complete the pass for the lead. New leader, 19 car, and let's see if Alicia begins to want to battle back. Leading the most laps is a bonus point. That's something these drivers want to be able to have. You never know when that point is going to come around and help you out on the big end. And when Greg Jodet comes across the stripe, if he is still our leader, he gets a bonus point for being able to lead a lap, something no other driver has done since the green flag here at the Glen. And it appears he will. Greg Jodet is going to pick up a bonus point. And here it is, Greg Jodet, Jacob Alicia entering pit road. We won't know if any of them are getting a black flag for speeding, but I would assume they hit their lights. We saw Jacob Alicia lock it up just a little bit entering. Daniel Honeycutt also coming on pit road. And pit limiters are not on, guys. We do not allow those in the PAL League. So these guys are just going to have to hit their lights and be consistent. Here's your difference. There's Jacob Alicia. Daniel Honeycutt enters frame. We'll see Greg Jodet starts to enter. Does Alicia beat him? Here comes Greg. He is going to beat Alicia back out. And he is going to retain that lead. The relative leader, Christian Snyder, still has yet to pit. He's out front. He's going to get a bonus point for leading. Christian Snyder under attack by Douglas Henry. Or no, I believe Christian Snyder is trying to pass Douglas Henry. He was just behind him. We saw earlier. Here comes Christian Snyder, completing the pass on Douglas Henry. Christian Snyder is now into 6th. Had a crash. We need to take a look at that. Christian Snyder crash replay on. Let's see what. Oh, loose off the corner into the wall hard. Greg, this is Noah up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how we doing, Noah?
Well, I want to know how you're doing because you're up here leading this thing. You outran Jacob Alicia not once but twice. That 19 machine has some speed. Tell me, where is that coming from? Are you just straight up beating Jacob Alicia? Is there something about Watkins Glen maybe you're realizing you know more than him? Where are you beating that 31 car?
Man, I'm just doing my best to wheel this thing the fastest way around this track I know. Just trying to, it's really just about maintaining throttle control, trying to keep the tires under you. A little bit of sliding's okay, a lot of it of sliding's not. You're going to wear your tires out that way, so just really trying keeping the car balanced. I was catching Jacob for a while there. We're pretty close on pace, and just finally found a spot to get it done over there in the bus stop.
So the strategy here is, of course, to pit.
Yeah, I think you can't get away with not pitting right now.
Alrighty, and of course, there's going to be a handful of cars getting back on the lead lap. Anybody that you were able to trap a lap down you're worried about, or is the 31 just your main adversary here?
I'm just focusing on that 31 right now.
Alrighty, I'll drop you down to your call. Hit your marks here. We'll see if he's able to do it as we go back green here at Watkins Glen. It's Greg Jodet's call in the restart zone. He goes on the green flag, it seems. Alicia, too, is outside as they go into turn 1. Daniel Honeycutt just on the bumper of Greg, hoping he gets through quick. So, oh, and big wheel hop out of Greg Jodet. Greg around into Jacob Alicia. Caution is out. Oh, my. Big wheel hop. And that's going to throw the caution. Is there any damage on that 31 machine? Appears not to be. And we look back at Greg Jodet. Wheel hopped it into turn 1. We have a replay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's watch it. Here they come into the corner, and he's already, look how deep he is, across the shoulder of the apron into the actual raised cushion there in the rumble strip. And he got into Jacob Alicia by just a slight. We'll check it again. See how big this damage is. He turns right in. I think he just missed Jacob Alicia's wheel well. Look at the save. All the way to the left. Catches the wheel. And makes it work. That's a great save out of that man. And now, up here, up front, the fastest car in terms of how they qualified now gets to command the race. And of course, Anthony Callahan, that 13 car, always finds his way up to the front. But I don't know if anybody could beat Jacob Alicia once he has his clean air on a road course, Watkins Glen, where he is so strong. And as I go down the front stretch into turn 1, who is going to outbrake who? Matthew later on the brakes, tries to get that car turned a little bit sideways, corrects it, but does lose some speed. And that's going to allow Jacob Alicia to the lead. Anthony Callahan in the grass. Not sure what happened there. I think he just got a little bit tight and then loose through the S's. Regains control. And just like that, Jacob Alicia extends his lead. Daniel Honeycutt moves into the second position. And look at Matthew. He's already looking down low on Anthony Callahan. He does concede that room there for a second. But look as he battles back. And Jacob Pettit cut across the bus stop. He misses braking zone once again. He will have to concede time. He will not get an advantage on that. Don't worry. Greg Jodet continues to chase down Matthew Hill. Matthew all over the back bumper of Anthony Callahan as they came out of the buckle. Down the front stretch, Matthew Hill looking on the high side. We saw him try to outbrake on the high side before. It did not work out for him. This time, he's going to keep it just a little bit lower, a little bit more shallow in the corner. And he is going to get a good run on exit. And they are going to be too wide through the S's. Anthony Callahan, Matthew Hill, and Greg Jodet is waiting right there for his opportunity to pounce. Do these cars crash? Look at Greg. He's looking for an opportunity. He might put him three wide, nearly into the backstretch. Not enough of a run to make it happen. Anthony Callahan, and look at Daniel Honeycutt already making his way into the picture. They're nose to tail. They keep it single file through the bus stop. Big wheel hops out of Callahan and out of Hill. And look at Greg Jodet. He's looking to the outside of Matthew Hill. Might have to try to crossover move, but couldn't quite get the power down. Anthony Callahan is going to maintain second. And all of this battle is exactly what Jacob Alicia wants to see, because on his relative, look how far he is ahead through the huckle into the buckle, just under a 5-second lead. Oh, Daniel Honeycutt is around and crashed. Will we have a caution? He got it stopped immediately, but let's look on the replay. Loose out of the corner, around. Does he make nose contact with the wall? It is heavy contact. That's got to end his race. But we don't see a caution. And that did kill the engine. You could hear it pop. Daniel Honeycutt is out of the race. Oh, but look at that, Greg. Oh, sorry. Greg Jodet just got into Matthew Hill. He just almost turned him. But he kept it straight, and they stay green. A little loose there, Matthew, just swinging that car out. Really loose off the corner. That's going to allow Greg Jodet to the bottom. Greg might be able to clear Matthew Hill as they go into turn 1. Let's see, does Matthew Hill try to outbrake him here? And a turn 1. Look at Greg looking to the bottom. And oh, almost a crossover. I thought they were going to make contact, but the 53 of Matthew Hill gets back down to the inside of Greg Jodet. And as they go up through the S's, Greg sliding it out a little bit. He does manage to full clear, defends his position. We might have had an incident with Jacob Pettit. Jacob Pettit is towing, guys. We need to go look at the replay. What happened to Jacob? Loose off of turn 1, collects it, overcorrects into the wall. race ending for the 42 machine. Poor guy. He was running there in 5th in front of Chris Warren. And that is another car wrecked out here at the Glen. And we've seen turn 1 be so cynical to our drivers. Unforgiving, absolutely. Here he is making his way through the huckle, into the buckle. Jacob Alicia and the 31 double mint big red machine is going to be a winner in the Player Advancement League. He is the dive bomb at the Glen 150 champion. And it's got to feel good for the Warren Brothers Racing to finally pick up a win this year. And it's the road course king himself, Jacob Alicia, that does get it done. Concrete. You see Anthony Callahan destroyed his car to celebrate, but the real celebration is the 31 machine of Jacob Alicia. Your Watkins Glen winner. Let's go ahead, pull him up, and get an interview from this beast. Jacob, this is Noah up in the booth. You got a copy.
Hey, Noah.
Well, buddy, you come here and you pick up the win at Watkins Glen, the road course king. Here you are doing a victory lap. What's going through your mind?
Oh, I have gotten second place on so many league races here recently. I am so relieved to finally get this win.
Alrighty, buddy. Well, this is going to do you such justice in the points. And did you set the fastest lap this race?
I don't think so. I think Greg put in an amazing 13.1, which is faster than my qualifying pole pace. So
okay.
I think he's going to take home that point.
With regardless of that, you were taking home the pole position point. You're taking home the most laps led point. And then, of course, you get the bonus point for leading a lap. Coming out of here with 46, plus that 3 of 49, just almost a 50-point bonus, buddy. You're sitting really good in the points for missing that one race. As we go into Dover, where's your confidence level in terms of this championship run?
Well, I'm going to need more results like this to keep myself in the hunt for the win. I really love Dover, so I think we might see a back-to-back win here, so fingers crossed.
All right, calling his shots. Thank you so much, Jacob. Congratulations on the win.
Thanks, Noah.
Anthony, this is Noah up in the booth. You got a copy.
Hello.
Well, buddy, here you are, another top 3 finish, making it look clean. You had an awesome Gravedigger scheme. What did it take to get that 13 car that might not have had race-winning speed up to second?
A lot of luck with not wrecking through the S's on that final restart and being slow enough that it was able to help me save a little bit of tire on the back end.
Are you excited going into Dover, a big transition? We go from a road course to a high-banked concrete oval. You know, where is your mind set when you go into a track knowing you can score some points, potentially a win, and be in contention for this championship?
Feels great. Dover, I am horrible at, so if I can get like a top 5, I'll probably be happy.
All righty. Thank you so much, Anthony. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Greg, this is Noah in the booth. You got a copy.
Got you, Noah.
Well, Greg, we talked about your little mishap there in a turn 1, but you're able to salvage a top 3 finish. Tell me about, what you had to do, and was it easy driving up from around P8 on that restart to get yourself into 3rd? And then go ahead and tell us about a little bit of slight contact you might have had with Matthew Heel.
First off, I just want to say thanks to everybody for some really clean racing today. Matt, Jacob Alicia, Callahan, Doug Henry, everybody out there that we were racing with up front did a phenomenal job. Everybody really gave each other some respect. I got down into turn 1 there behind Matt, really battling him hard, and just got a little bit of lockup going down in there. Got him in the left rear. He got real sideways, but I tried to get down off of him, just give him some room to gather it up. I didn't want to wreck him, didn't want to go dump him off in there, and just live to go race another day. So, not a little bit disappointed with the result, but all in all, top 3 finish. What more can you ask for?
All righty, absolutely. Thank you so much, Greg. Can't wait to see you next week at Dover. How do you feel about going into that concrete half-mile racetrack?
It's definitely different than anything that we've had on the schedule so far. High banks, but very very tight, very treacherous. Everything seems to slide down from the top when things happen. So definitely going to have to stay on top of it for sure.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Greg. Congratulations on the top 3, and we'll see you next week.
All right, see you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be your PALracing dive bomb at the Glen. 150 miles you just saw, 62 laps. Jacob Alicia, your winner. Join us next week, same time on Tuesday, for what will be the Delaware Blue Hen from the Monster Mile.